Hi, can you hear me? I'm calling from my bunker, so I don't have the best reception. My name is Catherine Kelly, and I would like to speak with someone from the editorial board regarding the piece your paper wrote on September 19, 2017, titled Warmongers and Peacemakers of the UN. Now, we cannot hold. You see, you all blatantly discredited President Trump during his first General Assembly, despite the POTUS legitimately warned all the world leaders of the imminent threat of North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un. Rocketman's nuclear missiles could be heading our way right now, your way right now. While we await the possible arrival of nuclear missiles, I would like to discuss the types of claims found within your various editorials. Claims of value are based on the editorial board's judgment, opinion, and blatant bias, whereas claims of fact are based on true or false statements in your editorials. The main claim of your editorial board of New York Times: a bellicose and egotistical President Trump used his first address to the United Nations to threaten war rather than espouse peaceful negotiations. That was a claim of value and claim of fact. Value because editorial board's opinion as well as implied. Fact, POTUS spoke the way he deemed appropriate. New York Times editorial board thought it more important to compare past presidents with President Trump, glorifying President Obama's less hostile tone and more peaceful methods. Claim of value, claim of policy, implied. Value, editorial board's judgment that President Obama's peaceful or diplomatic tactics trumped President Trump's more direct strategy. Policy, editorial board preferred a gentler style like President Obama, which is an implied version of policy that President Trump should sound more like passive presidents of the past. And let's face it, that hasn't gotten us anywhere. Yet, New York Times pointed out in the same editorial that even President Obama warned that General Assembly that North Korea and Iran threatened to take us down this dangerous slope and must be held accountable. Claim of fact, claim of policy. Fact, the POTUS did, in fact, say this. Policy, the POTUS said that these regimes should be held accountable. Furthermore, New York Times also pointed out in the same editorial that President Obama in the past reprimanded the United Nations for its weakness. This body has often become a forum for sowing discord instead of forging common ground, a venue for playing politics and exploiting grievances rather than solving problems. That was a claim of value and claim of negative. Value, President Obama's opinion of UN not doing their job. Negative, not a positive but negative assessment of UN. New York Times thought it important to praise past presidents who spoke sternly before the General Assembly, while of course criticizing President Trump's dark tone and focus seemed significant deviation, not least his relentlessly bellicose, warlike approach of North Korea. Claim of value, claim of fact. Value shows bias of past presidents versus correct one. Past, the fact Trump's serious demeanor was warranted. The main claim I am making is President Trump had no choice but to use strong words to get the attention of our other world leaders regarding North Korea's unstable leader, Kim Jong-un, b.k.a. Rocketman. Claim of value, claim of fact. Value, my opinion reflects the urgency of this matter. Fact, Rocketman is unstable and a threat to the free world. Mr. Trump warned he would destroy North Korea to protect the United States and allies. Claim of fact. Fact, the POTUS did so with good reason. Mr. Trump accused North Korea's leader of being on a suicide mission for himself and his regime. Claim of fact. Fact, because the POTUS did so with good reason. Mr. Trump accused the leader of North Korea for being the biggest threat to liberty, citing, "No one has shown more contempt for other nations and for the well-being of their own people than the depraved regime in North Korea." Claim of fact. Fact, the POTUS did so with good reason. Just why don't you go ahead and Google all the people Rocketman has executed for having a bad attitude. New York Times past publications reflected North Korea's tyrannical, dangerous ways, therefore authenticates President Trump's assertion that leader is a dire threat to the world. Claim of value, claim of fact. Value, Rocketman a threat, New York Times opinion is right. Fact, New York Times printed many warnings about Rocketman. New York Times editorial on February 17, 2017. North Korea's nuclear weapons program has progressed in 4 areas that bear watching: arsenal size, bomb strength, missile technology, and ability to elude detection. Claim of fact. Fact, investigations prove this is fact. According to New York Times, experts say that North Korea had fewer than 10 nuclear weapons. Satellite imagery of North Korea's complex, combined with official North Korean propaganda photos and recent nuclear tests, suggests that the country could rapidly expand its arsenal, hence why I am in a bunker. North Korea's leader is unstable, tyrannical, and a ruthless murderer. According to Daily News, North Korea has executed its vice premier of education for having a bad attitude. Conclusion, the bias. New York Times editorial board is no fan of President Trump, and rather than seriously address the threat of North Korea and their tyrannical leaders, past and present, they felt it more advantageous to attack the POTUS' presidential skills as a leader of the free world, while giving evil dictators a free pass. No one wants to be nuked because radiation causes flesh to melt off the bones. Therefore, the world needs some sane, strategical leaders to prevent nuclear fallout from tyrannical leaders. The last thing an oppressive leader should see from the free world is a press that is more concerned with the bellicose, egotistical POTUS, whose ultimate goal is to keep America and the world safe from an unstable but unhappy evil dictator which nukes us all. Hello? Can you hear me? Oh my God, the missile!